On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
We have finally made it. It is the final day of the 12 days of anime, and the last anime that we're going to be talking about today is one of my favorite anime series of all time, Wolf's Rain. Now, Wolf's Rain is a series that has a lot of history in my household. This box set alone is like 13 to 14 years old. It's a little beat up. It's been across the country a few times. So the story of this series is one day we were just staying up late. Me and my two brothers and my dad were just staying up late. He was just flicking through channels, and he flicks on to Adult Swim, and Adult Swim's playing Wolf's Rain. We were watching a little bit of Wolf's Rain, and we all really enjoyed it. I was like 6 or 8. I don't even remember. We were all young, and he decided, you know what, I'm just going to buy the whole series so we can just watch it from the beginning. So he buys this on eBay, used, I believe. This thing was supposed to come with a plushie. We didn't get the plushie, unfortunately, but he buys it used, and for like the next coming weeks, we just watched like a few episodes every couple of days, and it's the only anime I've ever watched with my dad. I can't recall another time. I mean, maybe like Pokemon or something, but really it's the only anime I've ever watched with my father. It was an anime that we all watched together as a family, which was kind of weird, and it's just really good. Wolf's Rain is a fantastic series that is just so beautifully done. The story of this series, I'm not spoiling anything. I don't want to spoil anything. This is just like a very summary-based kind of story explanation here. But basically, wolves are extinct in this sort of post-apocalyptic world. A wolf shows up, the main character Kiba. He shows up, and he can actually take the form of a human as well to blend in with modern-day society and things of that sort. He meets other wolves, one of them named Sume, Toboe, and Hige, and basically they're in search of paradise, kind of like a place that doesn't exist, basically, or a modern myth. And that's our story. We're trying to find paradise, and there's this girl that is kind of the key to it. Her name is Cheza. That's all I'm going to say. It's a beefy series. We go to a lot of places. It's an adventure. It's definitely an adventure, but there's so many surprises, and there's so many twists and turns, and it's so beautifully done in terms of direction, in terms of the OST. By the way, Yoko Kanno, this was the first series that I've like really like listened to Yoko Kanno's work. It was the first bit of Yoko Kanno that I really fell in love with. I mean, later, of course, I discovered Bebop and, all of the other series. We were talking about Kids on the Slope earlier, of course, that as well. But this, to me, is one of the best anime OST of all time. Probably not going to be using most of it in the video because, again, I don't want to spoil anything. It's something that you just need to experience. But it is just a grandiose OST. It really just encapsulates the journey of our heroes and of all of the characters. There's so many great side characters as well. We have Hub, there's Cher, and the old man as well. It's just, it feels like an RPG. And I said that about Trigun, but this really feels like an RPG. It feels like we're playing an RPG. And it's the world. It is the world that really just makes this show so great because it's so mysterious. We don't understand it right off the bat. We don't know the rules to this world. It's very post-apocalyptic, kind of, a little dystopian. There's like other weird locations like futuristic cities and things of that sort. And it deals with a lot of different themes here. There's themes of poverty, themes of desperation, hunger, things of that sort, and of course they're wolves as well. We deal with the idea of a wild animal. They're wild animals. Some of them are more tame, and there's just so much camaraderie too between the main four wolves. These four characters here, Cheza there in the middle, they turn into wolves, or I should say they turn into humans, and they fight as wolves. They're a pack, and that just, it makes you feel something special by the end of it because you've connected with all of these characters. They don't all like each other in the beginning. In fact, a lot of them hate each other in the beginning, but they start growing closer, especially Toboy and Sume. Like, that relationship between them is just fantastic. There's so many just aspects to all of the characters that just make it so great. You have Johnny Young Botch. This is the third series, by the way, in the 12 Days of Anime, where the main character is voiced by Johnny Young Botch, Trigun, Bleach, and now this. The main character, Kiba, is voiced by the wonderful JYB. I think it's one of his finest roles. I actually remember him at a panel. I will not be able to put a date on when I saw this or what this actually was for. It was some convention where he said that he heard the Japanese dub for this series, and there was a scene where the character is screaming, he's shouting, I believe he's shouting like Cheza or something like that. He screams it really loud, and he was saying, he wasn't like making fun of it, but he was saying the Japanese dub just didn't have enough passion. I really wanted to just like emphasize that scream, a scream of desperation. It's just like something coming from within, and when you listen to it, it's very good. He doesn't really do much trickery with his voice as he does with some of his other roles like Trigun and things of that sort. It's more so just good acting, like thespian type acting. And there's so many, all of the characters are voiced so well. It makes me a little emotional. It makes me emotional talking about it. That is how much I love it. I've watched this series probably more than most series. I've seen this show, if you know, from the top of my head, at least 5 times through and through, and it affects me differently every single time. I'm discovering new things about it every single time. I'm feeling different things towards the characters every single time. The ending is just so beautiful and just so, it really strikes a chord, and really just, it's a wonderful, wonderful series. Again, the animation, the opening episode, if you check this series out, get ready. You are in store for one of my favorite first episodes of all time. Just the opening sequence. It's like this train scene. It is just so mind-boggling. Just it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Again, Yoko Kanno with the OST. The opening, Steve Kante, Yoko Kanno coming together there. The song is called Stray. That's a really, really just powerful track. It's an English track for the opening, which is really cool. And the ED, Gravity, is one of my favorite EDs of all time. I'm getting a little bit emotional talking about it. I swear to God, I'm not even joking. It makes me swell up inside. It really does. It is a series that is just enriched my life, enriched my household. You know, all of us have watched it multiple times. You know, again, it was the first series. It was kind of like a way of bonding with my father. I'm not very close with my father. I have never been, so things like that I tend to hold on to. Getting a little personal here. And even, you know, with my brothers now, you know, one of them lives in California, and one of them, you know, we don't hang out very much anymore. Looking back on stuff like Wolf's Rain, like this set here, kind of, it's the nostalgia. It's the nostalgia that really just kicks in, and it just, the feels. I feel it in my heart. I truly do, and that's why I was saving this for the last day, because I felt like it was the most important anime. I don't know if it's the best anime I've ever seen. It's probably not. It is very, very good, you know, in terms of, like, critically speaking, it is really, really good. I've probably have seen a couple of series better here and there. There's series that I've enjoyed recently that I would like to watch again and again and again. But this is one of the most important anime in my life. I think that these box sets too, like, look at these. I'm gonna pull them out. I haven't pulled these out since I've lived in New York. This is crazy. I haven't seen these in a while. We have the first box set here. I'm just gonna go through them. You know what? The second box. Look at that art. Are you kidding me? Like, that looks so great, and it just gets deeper and deeper and darker and darker. I'll get even closer. The main villain is Steve Bloom is the main villain in this series. Just a show full of so much talent, so much just. It feels so big. Look how cool that one looks. That's Cheza there. She's like the main female character. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It looks like Final Fantasy art. It straight up looks like Final Fantasy art. I wonder who did these. I'm actually not familiar with who did these artworks here. Oh my god. Look at that. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Again, like, it just feels very important, it feels very big, and it feels like a series that I'm going to be watching again and again for the rest of my life. And I honestly hope that I live to see the day and I am able to have the privilege to have kids of my own. And I hope that I am able to watch these same DVDs with my future children. And I hope that we can have that bonding moment. And I hope that they have the same feelings towards this show as I do. That is kind of my main wish. If you have not checked out Wolf's Rain, out of everything on this entire list, I implore you to do so. It is an incredible series beginning to end. Anime analysis, if you're watching this, you would love this series. Like it's not like Banana Fish. It is very different than Banana Fish, but it's got a similar vibe in a way. I don't know, it's hard to describe. The characters, maybe that might be it. Kiba has like a really cool kind of look too, and just watch it. Just watch it. I implore you, please, 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 just watch it. Have you seen Wolf's Rain? If you have, make sure to comment down below. Even if you haven't, comment down below. Give me your thoughts on this series. What do you think of that OST? What do you think of that opening episode? Try not to spoil anything if you have seen it. I mean, if you've seen it, God, you know how just impactful that ending is and how just crazy things get later on. With so many of our characters, he gave his path, his story, what happens there. There's kind of like a love story there too. It's just, oh, it is so good. We need to talk about it in the comments below. And I need to thank you guys. This has been a tremendous journey on this channel. I've never done anything like this. I did like Odyssey Week in 2017, but kind of failed to. It was only 7 days and I failed to. This is 12 days. This is almost double that, and I succeeded. I'm done, and that feels really, that feels big, you know? The month of December, I've uploaded over 23 videos. That's almost a video a day. That is like, I've never done that before. It feels like I'm making progress on this channel. Even though these videos are not scoring great viewership or, you know, great feedback and things of that sort, I appreciate the feedback so much, and I appreciate that viewership so much. But I'm looking past that, and just as a YouTuber, I have like realized things in editing these videos. I'm kind of finding like I don't know. Like I feel like in 2019 things are going to change here on fuminsho, you know, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing like more anime editorial type of things or video essays or stuff like that. I don't know, but like I'm digging editing now. Like I'm really starting to hone in on the craft there, and uploading consistently. Like that's something that I need to practice as well. And this has just been really good for the channel. It's been very difficult. I've had several videos removed. Noticed how like the last couple of videos I stopped putting some of the anime, you know, footage in the video itself because it's just been getting removed time and time again. It was just so difficult, and having to re-edit and re-upload, it's just been so hard, and it's just been a blast. It really has, and I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this channel. I want to thank you guys throughout this entire year. You know, this is probably my last video of 2019. I'm actually going on vacation soon, so I probably won't have time to record until the new year. And I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this channel and giving me the privilege to weeb out and nerd out on anime and video games and streaming and stuff like that. I love you guys. I truly do. You guys, you know, this is kind of all I have in a way. You know, it's very important to me, this YouTube channel, and to see it grow and to see it's not all I have. I have things in my life. It's just it's something that's just personally mine, something that I'm personally working on myself, and to see it succeed in some way, or to see that I feel like I'm striving in it in some way, is a really good feeling. And to see you guys commenting and liking and subscribing, that stuff means the world to me. It truly does. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. I know it's been said many times, many ways, but I truly wish that you guys have a great holiday season. Not just Christmas. I know there's other holidays out there as well. You know, Hanukkah was earlier this month. I feel like that gets so overshadowed in December. But also New Year's. I hope you guys have a very happy New Year, and thank you again for being a part of this channel. This was day 12. My goodness, it has just been so much fun. It really has. I will see you guys in 2019. It has been a magical year on this channel. I will probably talk more about this year, 2018, in a future video, maybe early next year, but it has just been an incredible year in terms of just anime and video games and just stuff to touch. It's just been so great, and you guys have been so great to me and just so nice and kind, and yeah, it's been a good time. It really has. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and until 2019, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye-bye.